Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mr. BuildWealth back at it again, here to share some information and resources to help you get started with building wealth. And as always, I wanted to come on here and share a story because this one's kind of just happened. So, can you relate is the title of this one. But before I get started, I want to make sure that you all know where to find me to see what I'm up to. And this is going to be my website, which I've pinned to the bottom of the live session. So hit me up if you need me. The website gives you a little bit of detail about what the BuildWealth movement is about, to have some blogs, some articles, and just some good information that you might find useful. So can you relate? This is something that I had another topic I was going to come on and do, but this literally just happened. So I want to see if you can relate to this story, because I tend to see some of these things on the internet where people are they're leveraging social media to get help. And I'm all for it, right? Reaching out to your network is nothing new, but now we have a lot more outlets to make it happen. So I love to come on here and share stories because a lot of people can relate to this. This is maybe one of millions of people who are reaching out. So this one comes by way of Facebook, and maybe you can relate to this, maybe you can't, but I tend to see this kind of shit every week. So I'm gonna read it to you first, and then we'll come back and chop it up. So here's the post, and it reads, "Okay, adults in my life." So this is about adulting because we all should be doing it. "Who do you go to, and what's the name of this profession?" So I'm like, it's got to be a financial planner thing because my friend had tagged me in said post. So I'll continue on. So I'm looking for someone who can go over all of our finances, not just income, but all of it, taxes, businesses, etc., to get the big picture to help us plan out where we should be with our retirement, college savings, etc. Pause right there. I already know they need me, but I'll continue on. I know some have suggested a tax professional, but from what we have encountered, they are only helping us maximize our current tax year, not necessarily what we could be doing for the future. Okay, so a tax professional is one of the many people that everybody should have on their money team. So now I'm already thinking to myself, she's reaching out to social media, which means prior to her doing this post today, she has probably been asking people who should she talk to about getting advice. And somebody just told her to talk to a tax person. And we know that, well, maybe we don't know. I know that financial planning is more than just one specific thing. It's all these things in terms of how they fit into your overall strategy. So clearly somebody told her to talk to a tax person, but your tax person is going to be limited. Hell, I'm limited. So again, I always talk about you need a money team. So it gets better. And this is where I try to fill in the gaps of this is why I do what I do, because I know the industry and the game. And this next few sentences pretty much sums it up for me. So I've researched a financial advisor, but we ain't rich. We don't meet the minimums and not necessarily ready to start investing into stocks, etc. So what is this magical person who can help us adult? Is there such a person? Yeah. Mr. BuildWealth is that person. So this is interesting because a financial advisor, in some regards, probably doesn't want you as an ideal client. Like, that's where it starts. They are maybe investment heavy. So if you don't have, like she mentions, the minimums, and usually the minimums are like $250,000. And most, well, I don't want to say most, certain people don't have $250,000 ready to allow somebody to manage. But there are a lot of people who have that money, but she clearly doesn't meet the minimums, but she needs a plan. Like, she's reaching out in this post around needing a plan. And because she doesn't meet the minimums, I'm going to assume she's probably freaking out now because she can't find somebody to give her the advice she needs because she feels like they don't have enough money. And I tend to see this a lot and hear it a lot from, well, Jasper, I don't know if I can afford you. And they have yet to even ask me what I even offer. But yet they assume. So the assumption is she can't afford to work with a financial advisor. So what do you think happens when somebody says financial advisor to her going forward? Let's say she didn't do this post. But when you see or hear financial advisor, people assume that you have to be rich, that you have to have a lot of money. And that's not true. But most people will tell you, you got to have that kind of money to be able to talk to somebody. And this is how I structured the Build Wealth movement, because I've been in that position where I couldn't help people because they didn't meet the minimums. And the minimums, just so everybody knows, the minimums are in place because these companies or these advisors cannot make money. So from a business standpoint, you're not their ideal client. Yes, because you don't have enough money for their needs. Like their needs as a business owner, you can't meet them. So I'm going to have minimums because, again, for me to have a very successful business, I have to charge a certain price. It's like people who have any type of product. Like if your product is, I don't know, bottles, and you're like, my bottle is the best bottle on the market, and I'm charging you $150 for my bottle. Well, there's going to be a market that says, well, if we deem this bottle, like a simple water bottle, to be of value, then we're going to pay the $150. It's like, think about luxury goods. Are they that much better than the other things? And certain products and services, there is a difference. The more you pay, the better the quality, the materials. I do understand that side of the business. But, with this advice piece, some people just need a lot of help. And they can't get the help they want because of what somebody has told them about you're not rich enough, or you don't have enough money to need an advisor or be able to enlist the services of an advisor. And so I want us to get more comfortable with doing this outreach, because this is probably millions of people in this country, or in the world for that matter, who feel like there isn't an option. So I'm happy that she kind of put the ask out on Facebook, and I'm glad that one of my really good friends tagged me in it. And now it's going to be a matter of who will she work with. And so I try to follow up on these opportunities fairly quickly to show people that, well, one, just a tax person can't help you completely. They have a lot of information about you, but they can't give you all the advice you need. And they're not looking at it from that 5,000 foot view, because they're only kind of a specialist in tax. And then with her saying, like, these advisors that they may have spoken with, they don't meet the minimums and they're not ready to invest in stocks. So there are other things that are probably more important than investing, but I would assume they need to be doing some investing, because when it says not ready to start investing, that says to me that they probably don't have any investments, or if they do, they don't understand them, which means we got to do a whole lot of education. So if I need to be the financial advisor for this young lady, well, I'm going to be the financial advisor that does a lot of educating around, one, what she has kind of said or outlaid in the Facebook message, but two, the plan. Like, what is it that you want to do for your family, for yourself, for your significant other? So it is interesting that I love seeing these types of, I love seeing this type of outreach. And I hope that more of, my friends and family will tag me when people put out these, it's kind of like the bat signal, right? Like they're putting out a signal that they need the help. And I love responding, because now I'll say, you didn't think these were even options. And now all these people have tagged maybe the same person or multiple people. And so I think a lot of times we feel like, I don't think anybody can help me based on my situation, which is total bullshit. Like there's somebody, you just maybe haven't been asking the right people or enough people. And I want to encourage you to do the outreach, to make sure that you get over the fear, the embarrassment. Like you got to get through that. And I think a lot of people can relate to this story, because I'm sure a lot of, people sit around and think about all the stuff that they struggle with from a financial planning standpoint, and they just aren't getting the help they want, but they're not asking anybody. So I commend this young lady for kind of putting it out into the universe, because now it may be time, right? And even when I get these type of opportunities, like I try to follow up on it very quickly. And one of the first questions I ask is, you put the ask out, which means it sounds like you're ready, but are you really ready, right? And my, business aside, how quick do you want to move on this? Because once I can get inside somebody's head and figure out, you put out this call on the internet, which means you may be ready, but now how many people are you going to interview before you make a decision? Like that's another important thing. So we got to start thinking about, when's the time? And if I put this, ask out, does that mean I'm ready today? and we'll see. So hopefully she hits me up, goes to the website, checks me out. And so if you feel like you can relate to this young lady of needing like some real financial planning help, then holla at me. Maybe it's a 15-minute phone call. Just do that. Set up a 15-minute call with me. It'll be one of the best investments you make all year long. So if you need me, you know where to find me. I'll catch you all next time.